Stop. When my heart breaks. My neck hurts today. Why is that funny? I'm completely blurry.
That seems like a you problem.
Why did you do that?
Hire me.
He's slightly good at one bit of magic.
I'm trying to learn magic. Did I ever tell you that
Are
story?
you? No.
When I had COVID, I bought a deck of cards.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was just so brain swamped. I was like, you know what I should do? Learn magic.
Oh my god.
Have I?
That's it. No.
No.
You
are. Oh, they've sent my vintage parcel. Ugh, via Yodel. Disgusting. I mean, 23rd and 24th.
I was going to yodel then, but I can't remember what it sounds like.
Ah!
Yodel, yodel, yeah. Odele. I want to watch The Sound of Music again. Good film. Odele.
Yodeling reminds me of Hoodwinked.
I never saw it.
Missing out. It's a cult classic. Actually, no, it's just really crappy animation that's just god tier.
I tell you what was weird. I watched the first time the other day. My friends introduced me to Treasure Planet.
Oh my god, I love Treasure Planet.
It was just stressing me out.
Why?
The random 3D-ness throughout the whole thing, and then there's just 2D-ness on top. 2D people in just a 3D land for no reason.
Treasure Planet's great.
And
it's the best version of Treasure Island.
I nearly cried when about the father montage.
Oh yeah, that is very sad.
Oh.
That is very sad.
Jesus. Yeah, that's
No, but it's the only thing of Treasure Planet that I really, really like.
the animation.
No, just the actual story of it.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like it's the best version of that. Growing up, watching Treasure Planet and Atlantis.
Not seen that one either.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Got my Ouija socks.
Ouija.
Thanks.
Are you done Googling it?
I'm trying. Hold on. I imagine you've heard about that. I imagine.
You'd have to bring it up to me. Without telling me, I can't tell you.
I know that.
Are we loud enough?
When I wake up in my own pink world, I get up out of bed and wave to my homegirls.
Hey!
Hey, Barbie! I like your style.
Previously on a few of this, just for me and you, obviously, like, as editing it, I've been like, I've got the frog on, frog. I couldn't understand what I was on about, and I've just realised that I'm on about the frog.
Yeah.
I listen back and I'm like, what the fuck am I on about?
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
We need a...
Did you get little Christmas hats and stuff?
I've not had him at Christmas because he launched in February this year, I think.
Oh, right.
He was in beta for a long time. So I don't know. He might do.
My mate.
But he's cute. Have you seen him camping? Have you seen him painting?
Yes. I haven't seen him painting. What does he paint?
Picasso.
I like it.
No, you can't see. It's like he's almost doing a painting of you.
Aww. That's quite sweet.
Have you seen him? He will have had to hike up to get to that point. He's on top of the rock there.
Yes, I think I have.
Yeah. Barbecuing on a hot day.
Barbecue.
He's got his tent. He sometimes lives in.
I think I've seen most of them now.
He goes back to his mushroom house.
I'm excited for Halloween. See what he looks.
Do
you think he's wearing like a frog costume? I'm excited for Halloween this year.
Okay.
Are you excited for Halloween this year? Are you going to dress up? Should we have a party? We should have a Halloween party.
I was literally about to say, every fucking year, all of my friends, we go, oh my god, we're going to have a Halloween party and we're all going to dress up as characters and it's all going to be coordinated.
Nothing ever happens.
No, nothing ever fucking happens. So I have now just perpetual disappointment is Halloween for me.
Oh.
I'm just like, okay, I'll just stay home.
No, I want to
watch
go
spookiness.
I'm not going to go out. I want to have a Halloween party. If I'm not working it, I tend to work Halloween. I did last year.
Do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters on this street?
There's no kids on this street.
Well, that's what I mean. So yeah, we get a lot.
We used to
in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, we used to, but besides that, no.
That's what it's mostly about for us now. So even mum and dad put on hats and things to take the sweets out to the kids.
No, all the kids we had, they're either there's a family across the street. They've got 3 lads, and they look identical to one each other, and they're all about 6 years gap between the 3 of them. But they look like they're cloning them, and they're just growing at the same rate. So the oldest one's like year below us, I think, and then obviously like 6 years prior. So like even the youngest one is like 15.
Yeah.
At this 10. Even that's like they're still not.
I still would have gone out at 10. Trick or treating.
Yeah, but we're sad.
That's true. Anyway,
I think I stopped around 10, 11. But where we live is a bit shit.
Yeah.
Unless you live in, like you say, a housing estate or something like that.
Because there's always new kids. There's always new kids moving in and moving out.
No, the street's full of old people.
Mm.
And funnily enough, at the minute, crackheads.
Yeah, that's fun. I saw a bunch of crackheads recently on Harry Street. It's great fun.
It's shit. And then the house, like the building that's happening to it, they're doing fuck all about it.
It's not a house. It's like community space. Should we call it that?
In a way, because I could easily get some work from them.
Yeah. And
they're very nice. They need to be put a gate to stop them going into this bit that they've got.
Yeah, the homeless people come down the street and they just like go and be in this community centre's area and do drugs.
And they've put a lock on the door, and they're like, "Oh, that's fixed our problem. That's fixed our." Kids still go down there.
Yeah.
And I'll show you a picture later. Look, because Dad's putting his thing up, so I had to go on their bit of roofing, kind of. And
he's putting up a pergola.
A what?
Pergola.
What's a pergola?
That thing.
That's a carport. Do you mean a pergola?
No, a pergola.
Who's right?
Me.
No. Well, it is a carport, so you put it over your garage and you put your car underneath and don't get rained on. But he's using it as a pergola. Hey Google, how do you say pergola?
No, because she's American.
That's pronounced Peugeot.
That's a car.
Pergola. I don't know how you spell it.
Pergola.
Actually. See?
That's American. Oh yeah, by the way, welcome everybody.
Hi. We've already started.
Yeah. Rob is back. It's a different vibe.
Why?
Well, I'm happier.
Oh, see. Oh, I see.
Funnily enough, as things go, Rachel's not here this week. She's off doing some businessy stuff.
Oh.
What? what was that?
On a BQ website. And arches, arbors, and pergolas.
Right.
A Prague pergola. Yeah, that's a pergola. Anyway. Pergola, you stupid twonk.
Carport.
It's not.
It is. It's a fucking...
Because you're not going to put a car in it, so it's not a carport.
We try.
We'll drive over all the fucking sheds.
Dad's got the idea to... there's a pub that he plays at with a band every so often. Or, well, actually...
Paul.
And they've got an outside telly. So it's just a telly inside of like a...
I mean, one of those box things.
Wooden box with a bit of perspex.
Yeah.
He's like...
And it gets all condensate.
Not if you do it right.
Yeah.
Not if you do it right.
Yeah.
And they're big on lovely.
They're big on lovely.
Their beer garden is lovely.
Oh, I thought you said they're big on lovely. They're big on lovely.
No, their beer garden is it's like lovely. They've got like a stagey bit. They're a big music pub. And they've got an outside telly. So when they have the World Cup, I'm going to try and get one for our place.
Yeah.
Because we've got a nice beer garden. It's big enough. We could eat. There's a space for it, definitely.
Yeah.
So try and convince my boss to try and get one, maybe. Pardon me.
It might be worth at that point trying to get like a projector and just putting that in a box.
Well, I
and
said
a giant screen.
Yeah, but then it's like you've got to either hang it from the wall or stand. He's going to get.
No, I mean at the pub.
I mean, probably easy to do a TV where I can think it can go.
I mean at the Neptune in the.
You cunt! I've got to cut that.
Yeah. No, just got to beat me again.
Do you know how long it took to beep everything?
It was such a bitch to beep everything.
Don't you start. You didn't do it.
I
I
know.
did it.
I know.
I edit and produce all of this shit. Our producer's just here to keep an eye on things.
She's like a timing producer, if you like,
What's that mean?
in that she's in charge of timing.
Not really.
Well, she just waves at us and goes, break time.
Kids, get your snacks. Go
Yeah,
outside.
exactly. Go and have a coffee.
Go have your coffee.
Anyway, so
Your thing.
my thing.
Anyway, with Dad, I was like, Dad's going to get a thing, that was
Yes.
all. And the crackheads, they just need to put a gate, stop them going down that bit.
Yeah.
But they won't.
So I started watching Markiplier's playthroughs of Five Nights at Freddy's because I've not actually watched the game ever.
You've never played it, and
I've never played it and never watched it. I know about it, and I know the general premise that
Do you know when the first one came out?
it said 2014.
Like 14.
Yes.
This has been like the biggest game series since we've been growing up,
Yeah.
and it's weird. It's such a weird. I mean, there's like Call of Duty that's always been around and stuff like that, but FNAF's like one of those weird ones.
Students' grades have significantly declined since they started dating. What would you
This is why you should pay for things.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah.
Just go-
I wanted to look because I saw the
I was like-
copyright earlier.
Do I have to bleep out Markiplier now?
No, he just says hello. Right, Markiplier is
Dad.
rather annoying in these videos. I've noticed when he gets scared, he'll go and be scared, but then afterwards he'll just go and just make sex noises for no reason. And I'm like, right, I'm just going to turn that down because Mum and Dad are in the next room, and like it just sounds like I'm not.
At least you're not wearing headphones on full blast.
I mean, I'd rather be doing that.
You can just slightly hear it.
Yeah.
Just,
Like, hold on.
Rob's having some fun. Some alone time.
Find a good. Oh, what was that last one I was watching?
I have no idea.
That one.
They're awful noises. They're awful noises.
What is that? There we are. Just out of nowhere. Just.
I love Markiplier though. I think he's great. He's one of the actual like
It's what?
he's the one and only like content creator throughout the years of YouTube. Like he's kind of stuck to it.
Yeah.
Like he's not been like I've got to change because this is changing. It's like no. Did you ever play his like his YouTube film thing?
That's the first video of his I've actually watched because I usually find him very annoying.
No. He okay. So they did this challenge for a year. They did a video every day, and then they wiped it clean. They deleted the entire channel. There was like a big thing. It was really cool. Very cool concept.
Right. Why?
Because that was the I don't remember the actual. Someone can. If Rachel was here, she'd tell you all about it. Because she's a.
Oh, Rachel, can you? No, she's not here.
I know. It's
We'll
good
never
though
know.
that she's not here. Not in like a mean way, but like for her, it's good that she's not
I
here.
mean, Christ.
You weren't here last week.
Did you say mean things about me when I wasn't here?
Not on record. To my knowledge.
Have you had any pushback from the thing that Rachel said last time?
Like what?
I don't want to say it in case it's because it has been cut about your friend.
About Ben?
Yeah.
He's never brought it up to us.
Okay.
We've not heard from him.
Did that go out?
That was weeks ago.
I know, but did that go out?
Yeah. I think. Like him being a simp.
I think it was a bit more impolite than that. But
Yes.
I think the
I-
polite way of putting it is under the thumb.
Yeah.
It's like the old way of putting
It's
it.
the old way of yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have beeped or cut it out on the YouTube video. Definitely, it's there. Or you can't. You can barely hear her say it because I don't really fuck around with the audio on YouTube
Yeah.
because it's like it's fine.
That's another thing I've started watching. Anyway, so yeah, I've started watching
FNAF.
and I think I get the premise now.
Are you gonna get? Right. What do you think the premise is?
I don't know why it's happening, but the animatronics either think you need to be put into a suit,
You just kill you.
so they will eat you.
I
No,
think
they say that at the start. The man who like leaves the voicemail for you,
Yeah.
he says, "Don't let them catch you because they will put you in a suit
Oh, right.
with all, and you'll get squished by the animatronic."
Probably the worst way to do it is obviously gameplay changes. Stuff happens and changes and
Oh yeah, like I'm skipping.
cause and effect.
Like I've seen 2 nights of the first game, and I was like, okay, right, skip second game, which is slightly different, and I'm just going to skip along.
It's a stupid way of doing it, but probably do catch up with like game theory and watch all of his.
Right. Okay.
Whether it does, but you can see how it changes with each thing that gets released because he goes through the games, he goes through the books, he goes through the
Books.
Yeah, there's actual books.
Oh, is there the whole lore world around it, like officially then?
Yeah, he writes them.
Oh.
Scott Cawthon writes the books, and they are considered. I think most of them are considered.
Is he?
Ones are like external stories that don't really connect to anything. That is just written as like a little extra story. But some of them that are meant to be like in canon verse, are considered canon.
Yeah.
So he does go through all of it. So like he reads all the books, he goes through all the games, anything online. Like when 4 was coming out, there's like a big website thing. I never looked into it.
I want to clip that shot of you. That's quite. Oh, lovely.
That's the thumbnail.
Yeah, it's just for no reason. Just.
I try and go through when I do the thumbnails and see what the most awkward thing we're doing is. So the best one of you is when you're pouring the coffee, very sassily, and you go, "We're gonna go for a break." That was yours.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to catch up on that because I am interested in the film. Watching these videos.
Yeah.
It's not scary to me, but I think I can fully see that the film is going to be like literally
scary.
piss your pants. Terrifying.
Well, I don't think it's a 15, so
It can still be scary.
it can still do something. Yeah. It can still do something.
I don't know. I'm excited to see it. We'll see. I like Peter.
Horses here. Yeah. You like Josh Hutchinson?
Peter Malark. Yeah. Peter. The horse is here.
Horses here.
Oh my god! Just as a side note, I was watching Family Guy at home, and Mum came in because if I'm bored, 9:00, ITV2. There's always Family Guy. It's a good place to be, and so not sponsored. And so I was watching it, and it was one of them where they were just like. Everyone was piling on being mean to Meg, and Mum was like, "Why are they mean to Meg?" And I was like, "I don't know, it's just the joke." So then
It's never really explained why.
No. So then I showed her the clip of when she comes down and Peter's got the baseball bat. What's happening? Did someone break in? What's happening? Oh my god! What's happening? Oh, sorry, I did not see you, Meg. And his mum was just like, "Why did he do that?"
So she just felt bad for Meg.
Yeah, she does. She's like, why does she get bullied?
I think I don't think it's ever explained why they're mean to her.
It then transpired that this was the episode where she retaliates against everyone. She turns around and is like, "God, Lois, you're such a shit mum. You're awful to me." And then Lois starts crying, and everyone's like, "Oh God, Meg, I'm so sorry. We're horrible to you." And I was like, "What the fuck? Why is this the episode she comes in on?"
Yeah. She kind of like, it's raining or something, and they're like talking, and then like they're still stuck in the house.
Yeah.
But then she has a massive go. Yeah, no, I remember that one. Something that's back is Futurama.
Oh yeah.
And I have started watching it, and I don't know whether it's just me not thinking about it too much, but the animation doesn't seem as crisp as like what they've got in Simpsons.
Yeah.
And like looking back from the one that you were showing me earlier.
Yeah.
Because you've started watching it now.
I've started watching it from the beginning because I never saw it.
Yeah. It doesn't look as good. It looks really washed out and pale, and like the animation is very much like delayed.
Well, I suppose. Oh no, I was going to say this was still hand drawn, but no, it's computer, isn't it? Because they've got the 3D scenes.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Really strange. It's so far.
Fox money, Disney money.
Well, yeah. It's the same money though.
But it wasn't at the time.
No.
When it was first made, that was purely Fox money.
Comparing it to like The Simpsons.
Simpos.
Simpsons looks quite good now.
The only thing that makes me sad is if I jump to a new episode of The Simpsons and Marge sounds awful because whichever person voices her has just completely lost all of her vocal cords.
Really?
So if you go to an early episode of Marge, she's fine. If you go to another one, she's like, it's just like absolute pain.
Speaking of FNAF and game theory, by the way, can we talk about your thing, your Bowser?
Oh yeah. So
we
just been in town.
We went to go get some lunch with Bean,
and we went past CEX, which, if you don't know, is a like
second-hand
eBay, but a real store. And
better way of grabbing things, but I'll take it.
Well, it works.
Second-hand console and general shit store.
eBay. And so I got the wedding Bowser amiibo because I'm slowly getting the
main cast.
Yeah, the main amiibos, because there's only about, I don't know, 13, 14 of them.
I don't know.
And didn't have the wedding one. Anyway, so we were looking at him on the way back. And do you want to hold him up to a camera? Go and put him up there.
It's why we need like a lazy Susan just in the middle, just slowly turning him around.
Oh, there we are. Yeah, we'll get in a second when we finish this. We'll get a shot of him on the lazy Susan downstairs.
And I'll put it in the middle of it.
Yeah, okay. So as you can see, he has a shell on his back. That's part of him, and yet he's wearing a jacket that is underneath the shell. How does he put that on? So
our question is, if people can send this snippet, because I'm going to put it into a reel.
Clip it.
So
and
from now.
Yeah.
Dear Game Theory.
Hi, Matt Pat.
Can you explain how the fuck is this guy wearing a coat?
Because his shell is part of him, and yet the coat is underneath the shell.
And we had a slight argument going over all the characters on Mario Kart and saying that this is a shell and this isn't a shell.
Because the shell... I was going to say shell people. The Shy Guy... No. Koopas. The Koopas actually have a shell that goes around the front of them as well, and they fully go into it.
But he goes into his shell.
No, he goes into the top of it, and it spins on the...
tummy.
Yeah, it spins on his squidgy tummy, which is his. He's a lizard that happens to have a shell on the back.
So...
how does he put a coat underneath his shell?
That's the big question of the day.
Let us know.
It's been a strange day.
Anyway, so he's now part of set design.
Yeah. Are you leaving him here, are you?
I might do. Unless I get one that's good enough to replace him.
Nothing can replace you. Nothing compares to you.
Oh, thanks.
Not you, really.
I'll cut that bit out.
No. Never.
And so, yeah. Let us know.
You went away last week.
I did.
How was that?
It was fine. We were just... we saw the England-Australia match, which was funny because...
half your family's Australian.
Yeah, I don't want to say identify because that sounds like I've sort of assumed it. No, I am half Australian by birth, and so...
by right.
literally. I could have a passport if I wanted. And
oh my
so...
God.
Yeah.
Do it.
Get
dual nationality.
I'm trying.
Are you actually?
So...
that's cool.
Be quiet. And so...
you're so diverse.
Anyway...
You're so diverse.
The point is... we're all sat there with all, like, literally all my grandparents and mum and dad, and everyone was like, oh, England's scoring. And then Australia scored, so I was like, yeah, a little bit. I was like, yeah, I was smiling. And then my nan literally looked at me like, you're not smiling, are you? And I was like, no, definitely not. No, why would I do that? So I just had this little sort of party to myself while Australia scored. But it's fine. England won that match, and then...
they just lost yesterday.
It was the World Cup final. And I'm not a football person, but I kind of got into it a bit. I was at work, and I took literally all of my lunch break and watched the game, and so did I got some impressive figures. 21.2 million people watched it across the BBC, i.e. on BBC One, on iPlayer, on the sport website. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. For not only for BBC standards for viewing figures for show, but You're right
I
there.
yawned. I tried to hide it.
Fuck me.
Sorry. I'm not bored. I'm just.
But women's football, I was very impressed that
That's a good number.
it pulled in
It's been doing pretty well.
21 million
it has
people.
Been doing really well.
I know.
From bits that I saw, England could have played better.
There was a lot of injury time.
There was a hell of a lot of injury time. Spain knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They played a very clever game, but a very dirty game at the same time.
We were not formatting right.
Our formation was off.
Yeah, in that they'd get the ball to the right-hand side of the
And
goal.
not put it in.
Yeah, and they'd kick it over
Yeah.
and there'd be no one there to receive it to head it in.
Yeah.
And I was like, even I know.
But even the midfielders won't push up with them. They'd stay on their midfield line.
Yeah.
And then they won't break off.
I was like, I don't know football, but
Who would have thought this podcast would talk about sport
I
that
know.
wasn't on a telly designed by Nintendo?
and football at that.
I like football.
We've spoken about Wimbledon, and that's fine. But football,
That's posh. Wimbledon's posh. That's
It is.
why.
pish. And
Next week, the Ashes.
fuck me.
Is it
But-
is it over yet?
Yeah, Australia won.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Australia won 2 things against England before that last match that I was talking about just then.
Can someone explain cricket to me, please? Because I like playing it.
I don't understand the scoring at all.
Yeah, the scoring's always... When I used to play it, it was 1 point.
Literally.
And then every run was a point.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Because, we were 12. and then they have to do tests. Like, they're practicing for a game for the main match, but the test points count to the actual match, and then they don't actually match because it's a test match.
But I don't actually understand the scoring of the match anyway. I'll walk in and
Yeah.
Grandad will be watching it and he'll be like, oh, they're 782 over 6. And I'm like, sorry, what?
Yeah.
How does...
I mean,
what? They're hitting... There's 3 fucking stumps.
Yeah.
Surely you get 3, 6, 9, 12, and then that's scoring. No? No, you got 782 over the 9.
You get so many points for knocking the wicket.
What does that mean?
Knocking the top bit off the wickets. Look at
Yeah.
that, wickets. Technical.
Bales.
Is the bail. Knocking the bail off the wickets, and then
Yeah.
for every run, I think it's 3 points.
So how the fuck do you get to 782 over set? Like, I just don't get this.
Run a lot, obviously.
No, but how does the scoring format work?
No,
What's
I'm
the
not-
over?
yeah, no, I don't know.
What's
I
the other
don't know.
number they're over on?
I don't know. I really don't understand it. Can someone please explain cricket to us?
And then, oh my god, we started watching The 100 with Grandad again,
Isn't
which
that
is...
a show about people in a house?
No, that was... No, The 100, the 100 was a sort of like a Lost spin-off
Right.
with Diary of a Wimpy, with Roderick in it. And
He's had a great career.
he has.
Such a career.
And that was different.
Right.
No, The 100 is a version of cricket now that's appealing to younger people because there's only 100 balls per match.
Right.
And I did not understand the difference between how that differs between normal cricket.
There's 101 in normal cricket.
Literally, and Grandad was like, "Oh, but it means you only get 76 overs, and that means that."
Well, I finally
like,
understand that
don't get it.
with golf
Yeah.
of 72. I understand now that 18 holes is 72. Maximum you can get is plus 72.
Yeah.
That's your max.
Yeah.
And whatever you get is from 0 under.
See, that makes a bit of logical sense.
You always start on 0.
Yeah.
You're trying to make it as minus as you can.
Yeah.
Negative as you can.
Yeah.
So do you know what yours is on Switch Golf?
No, I've not done single golf. I've always been
Been
online.
online.
Yeah,
Well, mine's plus 5. And according to my dad, for golf,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
that's pretty good. On a telly, you can't compare it to real life.
No.
But I do want to start playing golf. I want to learn how to play golf. Dad's quite a good golfer.
I'll take you.
You can play golf.
I'll take you to the work one. It's nice. There's not a lot of people. It's not very busy. That's the worst part when you're learning and you
The amount of
get
pressure.
to the tee off point and then there's like 2 other people queuing behind
Well, I want to
you.
go to a driving range first. Just whack them. Can I get my form a bit better?
Yeah, yeah.
And kind of like get the groove of the swing.
There's a
right.
good one at Buxton. We'll go there.
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's another one. I think there's one in Tapton.
Oh, okay.
And there's Tapton Golf Course, obviously,
Well, yeah.
which looks really boring. There's like 3 holes, I think.
But mine I'll get us in for cheaper.
Not for long.
And
Dun, dun, dun.
dun, dun, dun. Oh, that reminded me of ASDF. This is a robbery. Dun 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 dun.
The fact that your friends don't enjoy that. I enjoy it on a monthly
It's-
basis.
Yeah, let's take you golfing. Anyway,
Yeah.
I also want to take you rollerblading
Oh God.
so you can get your ankles in, because then you can
What am I doing with my ankles?
strengthening them up.
Get my ankles in. Are they not in?
No, you'll have really wobbly ankles. You'll have very loose, wobbly ankles.
Right. Okay. I'm guessing skiing.
Eventually, skiing. So yeah, once you've got
I'm a man of
rollerblading down, because rollerblading is easier than skating. Because ice skating, you can go along and hit a bit of a chip and go arse over tit. So rollerblading is on the flat. So once you've got the balance of rollerblading, we'll move on to the skating.
Is rollerblading 3 or is that 4? I could do 4 probably.
What?
That's not a hard question.
3 or 4 what?
You've got the boots that are 3, as in
wheels.
or you have the ones that are like 4, like an actual car.
Oh no, no, it's in a line.
No, I can't do that.
Yes, that's the point of it. You need to get your balance.
No.
So once you've got your ankle balance, then you can move on to the skating.
Well, then I need what do you call it, with me at all times, crutches, so I can hold myself up.
You need one of those penguins.
Penguins?
Yeah, when you go ice skating and the kids just have penguins.
I've never been ice skating.
Oh, poor child.
I've been roller.
Yeah, the
Wheeling,
fucking in a car. That's not going to help you do anything. You might as well walk. You need to learn to balance on the single lane of
I need to
wheels.
stand up straight before I can learn how to
You
walk.
need to learn balance generally.
Yeah, I do.
Trump's challengers face a huge climb to stop him in Iowa, according to a new poll of likely GOP
That's a good
caucus
point.
goers.
He got done, didn't he? He got found guilty on something.
He's going to get found guilty on anything. It's not going to stop. And that's what absolutely terrifies me.
Him run.
Because they never thought there'd be... that it never occurred to, the founding fathers that anyone try to go for president if they're being indicted, if they're being arrested. It never occurred to them that would be a scenario. So they never...
Yeah, so why can't the government...
You can't change the constitution.
We can change laws here in England.
No. We can change laws. They can change laws. The constitution of original laws that say you have the right to bear arms, you have the right to speak freely.
Bear arms.
Sometimes I might as well talk to a brick wall.
No, carry on.
So the original laws.
Don't kill.
Yeah, you can't.
Wasn't them?
They can't change that because
Is this a Jesus thing or is it in a Constitution thing? Don't have an affair. Was that in the Constitution?
no, that's Jesus.
That's just Jesus.
That's just God.
Oh. Right, carry on. In the Constitution.
There would be absolute uproar. There would be politics would collapse if you tried to change the constitution.
Really?
Yeah. That's how all the gun nuts still have their guns, because it is their constitutional right to bear arms.
But wasn't that taken in the fact of back in the day?
Yeah.
It was to bear arms doesn't mean to have a gun at all times, does it?
It means to protect yourself.
Yeah, so you could just fight your way out with a knife or something.
Yeah, but they choose to read it as we must all have guns.
I need an RPG.
Yeah.
And an M4.
The kids would have survived if they had guns in the classroom.
Is that an actual argument?
That's one of the arguments, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's on a Fox News interview where they were like, you've literally gunned down kids. Oh, well, they would have survived if they have a gun in every classroom, ready to go.
But if they didn't have the guns in the first place, it's I saw something
Exactly.
they got a new door system lock, and it would pull down the blind, but it's a metal sheet lock in,
Yeah.
and it'd be a bit like another blind, but the metal things that you put in front of shop doors.
Yeah.
But one of them in a classroom, if you just had
no guns,
nothing at all to stop them. Also, I don't get where the mentality comes from. You know what I could do today? Shoot up a school.
Yeah, it's just.
When you look at, I would say Columbine, the one that was years and years ago, those two guys went in. Their argument for doing it.
Sandy Hook?
Maybe?
That was a big one. That was the one that they all thought, oh, this will be the end of guns. They talk about it a lot. Anyway, Karen.
There was one years ago, obviously, and the fact that we can't name the right one because there's been that many is sad as shit.
Yeah.
And they came in. There's a film about it and everything. I think it might have been Sandy Hook.
Okay.
And they came in. and their argument was because like the news report was saying like, oh, they were bullied at school, they were this, that, they're loving parents. Like, they can't be that loving. If you're that fucked up in your brain to be like, I'm gonna shoot somebody.
I'm not only going to shoot someone, I'm going to shoot children.
Well, I think they're at that's high school age at this point.
They're still children. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So, I hate it. Their argument, he came from a loving family. Obviously fucking not. If we were on about the Yorkshire Ripper and this, me, Lou and her mum, we're on about it all because I was told that they've kind of like cracked the case of Jack the Ripper.
All right.
Which I'll tell you about later because it's a whole thing that I need to double check everything. Because I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. This is like history like being wrapped up.
Yeah.
Obviously they can't 100% prove it, but at this point this is like what they're saying is correct.
Yeah.
But we were saying
Look forward to that after the break.
I know, right? And with the Yorkshire Ripper, every fucking who's the guy who Evan Peters played?
Oh, yeah.
Any serial killer on Netflix have made a show or a documentary about, they've always said, "Oh, he had such a loving family and such a great upbringing. Something must have gone fucking wrong between the ages of 18 when he moved out and the ages of 25 when he shot everybody or killed everybody."
Yeah.
It's such a bullshit excuse to be like, don't pin it on the parents because they didn't do anything. It's like, well, something's missing.
Yeah.
There's obviously a missing link between the someone can't figure out at the station saying that this person clearly had something wrong in their life. Were they abused? Were they this? Were they that? Were they bullied at school? Why aren't they counselling? Why aren't the parents being told? I get it's embarrassing, but if I got bullied at school, which I did, don't get me wrong, Catholics are horrible. But, well, it weren't the Catholics, it was the twatty chat.
The nuns.
Our nuns was lovely.
Oh.
We had one nun and one, like, Catholic advisor, because she wasn't actually, like, not sworn in.
Yeah. Adopted into the cult. Anyway, come back.
Don't start. So they would, it was really strange, and I'd be like, oh yeah, he's like picking on me. Dad would like chill him, knock him out. I'm like, no, because there's no fucking point.
Yeah.
So I just ignored it over the years, and I've let it go, kind of. I like knowing where they're at in life. I mean, like, you're pregnant with 3 kids, and you're a twat. Good.
There's a small bit of that in me. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, okay, you're on.
The
really shitty job, really shitty pay.
My favourite one is similar. It's, really bitchy girl at school, and then she's just updated her profile picture. She's got 3 kids.
Yeah, it looks
literally like her husband/partner is stood in the background, like drugged up to fuck, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love my life."
Yeah,
and he's like,
I found that, and this is a no dig on family as well, because obviously my mum's in this career path, and I found that all the bitchy ones, and they're all the ones that were like proper like mentally fucked, they were like horrible girls, are either going in to be teachers or nurses, and they go do psychology and become a therapist. Like, who the fuck are you gonna help with your fucked up thought? Like, they'd be like really horrible. But it's like, everyone's like, oh, I'm doing nursing because it's such a great job. Like, and then you bitch about the pay. I'm like, you know what you're getting into. But that's a whole other discussion.
Whole other can of worms.
I don't want to ever get down to because I'll never win that argument. It's the same with teachers. You know what you're going into. You don't look at a job and go, oh, 18k? Ooh, that sounds good. Well, it's obviously fucking not. You know, you went to school. You know what teaching is like.
Yeah.
Don't bitch about the pay when you get 6 weeks off. And half terms. But we're planning. Planning fucking what? The same shit for a bunch of different kids.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Me and Lou were about like, she's like, oh, what are you going to do after uni? I'm like, well, I'll just do whatever. Find whatever job says yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully work for myself and be freelance. That's the dream. But she's like, oh, what's the pay rate? I'm like, oh, about 20 odd K. Knowing that I know it's more than that. Because I'm not going to get paid for a shit ton of like late hours to get paid for fuck all. So it's like, oh, 28k, 20 to 38k for like a junior position. She's like, oh, okay. I'm like, yes. Damn right. Someone needs to be a silent. But I didn't say that to her. I don't know if she's listening now. I'm going to get a smack in the teeth.
Yeah.
But not literally, because she's nice.
I'll send this clip to you.
No, you won't.
And
you really won't. You really fucking won't. I will not let you. I'm going to like cut it out completely. No, I'm not. No, but I was like, in my heart, I was like trying to be not snarky and be like, look,
Yeah.
we're gonna be fine because I know that we get paid all right
Yeah.
for what I want to do, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
But teachers, grow the fuck up.
And on that note,
We're gonna go for a break.
we'll go for a break. We'll see you in a minute.
See you in a minute. Oh, we need to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's. I think if you played Breach, I think if we play like we did with Breach,
The dog.
no, you need some Weetabix.
Jesus.
You need some Weetabix. I can hear you.
That is.
It's a squiffy one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I'm better. All right. I can hear myself now.
What's
Jesus, dog.
Your needs. What about my needs?
Oh, it hurts.
I'm used to it by now. Other way. Luke's slowly like
Decomposing from the inside.
Oh, don't
Christ
say that.
almighty.
He's getting older. That makes me sad. You've seen Haunted Mansion yet?
No.
Someone's a bit testy.
Someone went without me.
The invite was there, just not on your own.
I
don't
see.
know. They put me in the good books for a date night, so.
Bloody hell, no.
You got much planned this week?
No. Oh, it actually hurts my nostrils. It's so pungent. Does he just not stop?
I don't know if he's pooped today yet.
He might be backed up, yeah. Christ almighty.
He's fast on there, isn't he?
What?
He's fast on, isn't
He's fast.
he? He's asleep, isn't he?
Oh, he's fast off, you mean?
Fast on. Fast on.
No, he's fast off.
Fast on.
Fast off when you're asleep.
Fast on when you're asleep. Decide. Let us know. Get in touch. So you got. Oh fuck! Let it go. Just ignore it. You got much planned this week? No. Yes. No.
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 Not on it. I'm gonna shoot later. It's gonna be-
With a camera.
yeah,
Yes.
with a camera because we're in England.
You're going shooting.
There are shooting ranges right there, aren't there? Anyway, welcome back. Between the break, funnily enough, obviously talking about horrific killers and stuff, it came to light in the news that the baby killer
Lucy Letby.
has just been imprisoned for life with no way of getting,
Thank God. Which,
I want to say parole. Is that an American term?
yeah, released.
Their something program. Fucking hell, mate. It's lingering.
Literally.
It's lingering.
We might have to pause, remove the dog, and come back.
No, he's fine. He's fine.
It's not. It's
We're not going to
painful.
put. Like, we can. It's fine. It'll go.
And yet, he'll keep going. And it will keep appearing.
It's been a little toot train.
Do you need to go for a poo? I think you need to go for a poo, don't you?
I tell you what,
Let's go and let him out.
I gotta go poo. Be right back after the break.
Break 2. Anyway. Stinky dog is gone.
Yeah, he's outside.
He's been ejected.
He's now meandering. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's not pooped today. It's a bit worrying. Never normally backed up. Anyway, to a nicer subject. Maybe not too nice subject. So I was saying, like,
Oh, yes. Lucy Letby.
she's been, imprisoned without parole, or whatever you call it in England.
Which I think if you have life imprisonment anyway, you should never have the option to be taken out. Whereas usually life imprisonment means about 20 years.
20 years.
And then they're like, oh.
You've been good because you're 60.
Yeah, but I mean, you still killed like 50 people
to be
20
fair,
years ago. But
to be fair, I think once she gets into prison, she's not going to have a life in prison anyway.
no.
An
Good.
accident will probably occur.
Good.
Do you think they should bring?
I'm sorry. This is a capital punishment. She should be killed.
Was it 100?
7.
Was it just 7?
7 babies.
I swear there was more than that.
No. So 17. It certainly wasn't 100. She was acquitted of a few cases.
Cause
There wasn't enough substantial evidence, I think. But
this goes back to our previous point of what goes through your mind
Mm.
to be able to do what? They don't go. I assume they haven't. Try not to be too depressing. I've not looked into it. Do they know how or wait?
Yeah, so one of them, she injected air into his bloodstream. And just various sort of,
Could have happened.
in a
Kind
way,
of.
but also like sort of just malicious things like, I'm gonna slightly
What goes
harm
through
you, I
your
don't know.
mind?
But the crazy thing was she had all these notes at home saying, I did it to this one, I did it to this one, I did this to that.
Like a confessional.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's
It's a horrible thing.
da-da-da-da-da.
She ain't got kids, has she?
No.
Like, fuck for that.
Only murdering 7. 33-year-old was convicted of murdering 7 and attempting to kill 6 others.
They fought back.
Some of them have been left severely mentally ill.
Jesus.
And she actually killed 7 of them.
It's a vile, vile thing
Mm.
to do. General murder is vile, but
Defenseless babies. And they were in the neonatal unit, which means they were either premature or they had problems anyway. They had problematic births.
then do you think in her brain she saw it as a way of
saving
them from like life down the road? It's like, but they still get a chance. Like, I'm not supporting it.
I was premature, and I'm absolutely fine. Like, there's no way of... Don't start.
No.
It's not a,
No, but I think
a death sentence in a way.
I was late.
Yeah, exactly.
I have the start of a cleft palate. It's never fully developed. So it's filled in over the years. I had a tiny hole at the top of my mouth. That's why my tooth spot.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why my tongue was tied. And I started the lip thing, but it must have just stopped. But yeah, that's what happened when I was late. But obviously you were premature, nothing was wrong.
I just had very loose skin.
You have loose skin?
I had loose skin. I had to grow into my skin. Yeah,
What, like Loke? You can just like stretch him out like dirt.
yeah, I was like proper
Wow.
like wibbly.
Wow. So all these were like neonatal, so...
So as
Could be
in they were
anything.
not perfectly natural births.
Wow, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Who
knows?
I mean, after 3 or 4, you surely as the head of the hospital, head
There's
of the
now
unit.
major investigations going on because this is over.
Surely, 7. They were consecutive. They
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
every shit. Like, you looked at the sheet,
Yeah.
one every, like, there was like 2 in a row for one person. You're like, generally could happen. 7 in a fucking row, after every shift, you're like, ooh.
Well, even the 2 in the day, like 2 in one row. They said before this all started, they would have one death every month, and they started having it like once a week, and they were like, something's going on, and apparently,
But it's such a big conviction. I guess you can't.
and there's questions about the level of hierarchy at that NHS trust, because apparently the bloke the director who was leaving said to the new woman, you need to investigate Lucy Letby, but then lower down people were saying, no, it's fine, I don't know, leave it, we can't investigate her or something. And then other people were saying, we need to look every time something's happening, Lucy's on shift.
Yeah.
And so there were different levels of different people saying yes, no, we can't do this, we can't just...
That's
we
the
can't
sort of thing
accuse her.
when you investigate something at a job, let's say where me and you work, if a piece of stock goes missing, it's the same stock, same day, like, it's the same people on the same shift, because obviously we have consistency with people who are on shift.
Yeah.
Do you have the same kind of like set? A lot of
We know who's on shift, like you can check the rotors, and if we know who's using the tills, we have our own logins and things.
Obviously, when working in like a bar, and it happened when I first started the job before I got this one. My first meeting, which in theory I shouldn't have gone to anyway, they had $3,000 worth of like shit missing.
Jesus.
I was like, when I got there, I'm like, hi, I'm just starting in like 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's gonna be an introductory or like just a general like catch. It's like there's been $3,000 missing. You're like,
Sorry, what?
I was like, it's not me. She was like, yeah, Harry, in theory, you shouldn't have been like, there's no point in you coming. You can go whenever you want. But if you want to stay around, because we've got all this stuff to talk about, it kind of helps. I was like, okay.
Okay, cool.
So there was like a deadpan silence. And I was like, how's everyone's day going?
I'm Harry. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. It was really awkward. But
God.
You would have to surely investigate no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's no two ways about it.
It's such a shit thing to...
It's horrendous.
Because we read stuff, the shootings in America, and you go, wow, that's really shit. And you think, thank God that doesn't happen in our country. Like, you see, like, oh, someone's been stabbed. Oh, that's really sad. And then hope everyone's... But this is just on a different level of vile that makes you hate them. And because do you know about the thing, like, if you're a paedophile in, like, American prisons, you get arrested for it, and you go to, like, proper prison. Yeah. There's a chance you'll never come back out. Because they tend to kill them.
Good.
And... my parents have both said, this is why we should have at least one capital punishment.
Oh, fully. I mean, I'm not kidding. If you maliciously take a life, i.e. you want to, your life should be taken. Why the hell are we all paying taxes to keep you happy, you comfortable in prison for the rest of your life? You get to sit there, watch TV, get free food, have a bed.
Because when it's like a manslaughter, and it's like a car accident, it's generally by accident.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to live with that guilt anyway.
Different, yeah. That's fine.
This is
literally, she was there systematically murdering them, not giving two shits. Yeah. She should be killed. I'm sorry. There is no question about that.
It's fucking fire.
Yeah.
Ooh, magic. You can't see because I've already cropped it, but all the... I picked up all the cards early and I've just put them on the windowsill and the breeze just knocks them all over.
Can you just put some magic on that? I did a little magic hand movement there. Can you just put some magic on post?
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Going on to a different, similar topic, obviously, about murder. I said pre-break, they've kind of cracked Jack the Ripper.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that.
So, I only got told about it the other day. They were like, oh, yeah.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
Oh, he wasn't from Cornwall, was he?
I'm going to murder you, love.
Where was he? Yorkshire.
What?
Was he Yorkshire? Was he in... No, that was the Yorkshire Moors murderer, wasn't it?
The Yorkshire Ripper.
That's it.
He got killed in prison, I think.
Jack the Ripper's London?
Yeah, Jack the Ripper's London. Jack the Ripper's 1888, something like that. There's an actual website somewhere. Oh, there we go.
There's also a website that tells you how to, learn magic, but...
I'm getting there. All right. So, back in 1888, there are deaths. Horrific deaths. And obviously, there were malicious intent. And
yep.
Have you ever seen the photos?
Not personally.
You think that they're not real, and they're like painted or something, until you realise that they are real, and that someone's actually done it.
Yeah.
And you think, what goes through their mind to do this? Because he basically, from about here down, ripped them open.
Oh, hence, right.
The Ripper,
Jack the Ripper.
And they were all
Ew.
women of the night.
What did he do? Did he take bits out or just purely rip and leave?
Rip and leave.
Ew.
Rip and tear, baby. Rip and tear, baby.
He's not even taking some kidneys to sell or just...
There was an unknown amount of victims, but there was because he could have literally killed one and not had enough time to do whatever he wanted to do with it and bolt. But there was definitely 5. There was no possible motive because obviously they were women in the night. People thought it was sexual. People thought it was just aggression against women, or he was
or he didn't like prostitutes. He didn't agree with them.
It was sexual sadism. It was rage. It was all this. I'm reading bits and bobs as I go. So I say I'm not a history nuthead. We will get someone to do a brief thing probably for you next week. I'll try and get someone to actually kind of break it down for you.
Okay.
But there was a break in it, and there was actually there was a forum website. It was great. I've been on it a few times. It was really cool. And I seem to now can't find the fucking website, which is kind of annoying. That was updated it. I'm not nervous. I think they've updated it. And so there were 5. The suspects were weirdly were like just some general random people. Obviously, you had like back in the day, you had like a butcher, access to knives. It was people around the area. I think it was mainly Whitechapel in London.
Right.
And I think you can do like the tour of all the places. The weirdest one was kind of not weird. The lead investigative detective was like the main suspect of his own investigation to the public's view.
Right.
Because conveniently, he was always there. It was in the air. It was like a bunch of weird loose ties. People said like it kind of looked like him if you saw a glimpse. The weirdest deaths was 2 in one night.
Yeah.
And if have you played Assassin's Creed Syndicate?
A little bit, yeah.
Right. There's a Jack the Ripper DLC.
Right.
And you actually see these deaths in like moderate HD graphics because obviously it was like years ago. And it's weirdly like you look at the death that they've put on and it's horrific. And then you look at the photo and how detailed oriented they got. Obviously they've put in these like different details kind of link into the Syndicate story.
Yeah.
But the one death was one got killed and then obviously the police turn up. It got reported quite quickly.
Yeah.
And the way he got to the second one would have to go through the police line.
Oh.
Which is why they think it was the scopper.
Right.
To go and kill another one another 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
But it was literally, he'd have to go through the police.
Yeah.
And somehow he got through. So when it happened, obviously there were so many different people and there's no photos, no CCTV.
No.
But I
have a photo of CCTV from 1882.
But a portrait of this person was found.
Oh, Jack, please stand there while I paint you.
Well, it was family portraits. So Heim, might be saying that wrong. I don't know how you say the name. It looks like him.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Heim.
Oh. Done. This theory is basically, it's not a new one, but it seems to be linking this new evidence that they found. So a woman's found her great, however long line grandfather or grandmother.
Yeah.
I've only briefly read upon this when I found out because I was like, so excited because it's such a cool case. Not a cool case. It sounds horrible, but
no, it's a cool case.
It's such a weird part of our history.
Yeah.
And he was like this mentally ill person. Okay. Oh, I found it. I found the bit that I was reading. But he was like in a mental hospital. He would like be aggressive. He was a general abuser. And it's a horrible thing. But it's somehow now been linked to him being like the main suspect. Like it's kind of just like, we need to let this rest. And he's like just going to be, because they're all dead. They can't confirm it.
Yeah.
But he was in institution. So like the way that the deaths were spread out from the murders kind of coincided when he got released and put back into mental hospital or asylums back in the day.
Yeah.
So, but like they kind of just, it's all linked together now that this one guy has been like, it makes kind of sense. And he's just got a general Victorian look about him that he could literally just be look like anyone.
He's a bloke,
because there was never like a true description. He used to put a bag over his head. No one could tell.
Yeah.
But it'd be stuff like, the way that I found it funny with Syndicate and how they did it, it was that he was an ex-assassin from the Creed, and it was Jacob, the one that you play as, his ex-student.
Right.
So it'd be like, I know all your tricks, Jack. So you have to like try and chase him across and use smoke bombs and like, but you get to play as him. And the way he kills compared to how the assassins kill is a bit like a bit like when you watch Star Wars and you watch Kylo Ren fight and the way that Luke used to fight.
Oh, yeah.
And you can kind of see the resemblance.
Yeah.
And how much hatred there is behind it. Behind it, not behind it.
Yeah.
So the way Kylo Ren kills is very much aggressive. Everything's angered. The way that they did the killing and the animation for Jack the Ripper is horrific.
Yeah.
And when you see the pictures of like, obviously like the crap quality, and I will show you, that weird as fuck.
Yeah.
But you can really tell that there was such hatred behind these killings, and the fact that this has happened whilst something else happened with like the Yorkshire Ripper, and then we were talking about the Moors murder as well.
Yeah.
And then all of this has come like, this is our generation, I think, of like not like we had the Yorkshire Ripper. That wasn't too long ago. It was like 80s or something.
Yeah.
That is long ago. That's 40 years ago. That's 40 years ago, isn't it? Give or take. Whenever the Yorkshire Ripper was.
Yeah.
It was just like, holy fuck, that this woman is kind of like the closest thing to what now considered.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. Yes, this is
She's our new Ripper.
our generation of Ripper, yeah.
Because obviously, like, Jack the Ripper had like 5-ish victims, possibly more, we don't know. Yorkshire Ripper had quite a lot. Moore's Murder was like 8 kids or something.
I don't know much about it.
Again, I was being filled in. I might actually look into proper. I don't like. It's one of those things that people seem to find. Oh, I like watching murder documentaries and like The Winter Breeze, and it's like there's something wrong with you. I find them interesting because it's like the character profile digest of it all.
Yeah,
it's like they were from a happy family. They abused him. She abused them. Yada yada yada. You kind of pick together.
There's a core reason why.
Yeah, and you can find it out throughout. That's probably why I like game theory so much and film theory, because he can kind of connect these weird loose dots. You're like, that makes sense.
Yeah, that gets it. Yeah.
But I think that whether it's the film person inside me that likes to go down these character profiles and think, this is why this, and this. So when you watch like Black Mirror, you're second guessing everything that they do or say.
Yes. Yeah.
And they kind of do like a Moore's Murder for their first new season. If you've seen it.
No.
So it's kind of like, oh, there was this murder back in the day, and he attacked a policeman, and he lived in this house, and it was this, this, and this, and they uncover it. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil the ending because you haven't seen it, but it's such a good, like, it's that kind of thing. It was kind of like a Jack the Ripper thing. They'd kidnap this person, they'd do these horrific things, kill them, and it'd be like this mystical story for the town that then no one seemed to visit. So this town was empty. So these two people make the documentary about this thing, another crime documentary, so it's going to pick up things. Yeah. And then obviously the twist was Blair.
Right.
So I can just see like the next big Netflix documentary being this woman.
Yeah. There's already a BBC documentary out.
Well, they've been covering it for so long, haven't they? All they have to do is smush it all together. Yeah. Put some transitions over it and send it out.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah, it's just awful, isn't it? But
it's a horrible, horrible thing, and I hope
she's had her comeuppance, and that's that. So
I'm just happy she's been caught now rather than down the line.
Well, she started in 2016. It's been going for a long time.
What, it's court case?
Her killing.
But she's only done 6. That's what I mean. This is why I thought she did like a good 100 odd. Yeah. So she's done them. That's what I mean. How can
sort of? There was a timeline I saw, and I think it was. I don't know. It must have been yearly then, mustn't it?
Once a year. Yeah. Whenever she did that shift.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. Not speaking of, but one thing I'll bring up to you was, because obviously I've not seen you since, they did the new Rick and Morty trailer. Going on to lighter topics, kind of.
I haven't seen that.
So with the way the trailer works, it's that they've reused an old clip of like end of season 6.
Right.
I think it's like season 7.
What was the cliffhanger of season 6? I can't remember.
They're gonna go after evil Rick.
Rick Prime. Yes.
Go after Rick Prime.
Yep.
Then obviously everything happened with Justin Roiland.
Yep.
I think he was found innocent.
He wasn't. The charges were dropped.
Charges were dropped.
He was not found neither innocent nor guilty.
He was just dropped. So kind of implies that there was not a lot of evidence.
So in season 7, is this his new voice? Then?
Well, we don't know, because in this trailer there's no voice. It's just snippets from the show. So whether they're trying to hide the fact that it's a different voiceover, or somewhere deep and they've not said anything, he's come back.
They're quickly re-recording it now.
Yeah.
To dub over.
But they've kicked him off.
Has he not come back?
For Solar
officially?
Officially he got let go.
He did let go, but
but there's nowhere in the paper trail that says he's come back. So maybe he has come back and we've not noticed or been told. And season 7 is going to start with "I'm back, bitches" or something. Yeah. But he has been kicked off Solar Opposites
because that's already gone out. Yeah.
Because that was already gone out whilst that was being recorded as he was kicked out. Yeah. So what they did to change it, which was one of the things, it's like I was expecting something weird or like never going to get explained, because they do that all the time. he buys the dartboard from Cheers, the iconic dartboard. He goes,
Right.
this is a different dartboard. This is the dartboard from Cheers. It's an iconic. We can throw these in the house because it's Cheers and it's great. First thing he does, straight into his neck.
Right.
So they go get the voice fixing Ray, and it's like, and his voice changes to this new actor.
Yeah.
Who I can't remember. I might have to Google it in a minute. And it's like, oh, the setting's wrong. We can't fix it. Oh no.
That's a good way around it. I like that.
What was your weirdest recast? Can you think of a weird recast?
So there's a show that Beth and I used to watch, and we still do love it. It was the remake of Dynasty. And Dynasty was an old 80s show
Right.
about the two rich families, and it was very cheesy, very funny. And they remade it on Netflix recently with... Oh, who are you going to know? Did you ever watch Victorious?
Name the character or what they look like.
The dark-haired girl that was
the
bitchy.
Goppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know her name, but yeah.
Elizabeth Gillies is her real name.
Right.
So she's in it. She's like one of the main stars. She's the daughter. Anyway, the father marries this Latino girl called Crystal.
Right.
And that's fine. And then season 1 goes along, and then the actress leaves. So then they bring in Crystal 2.0, which is it in the lore of it. The first Crystal stole the second Crystal's identity. So then the man's like, oh, well, I'll marry you then because my wife's dead. She stole your identity anyway. I'll just marry you. So that carries on. She's then there for 2 seasons. She then leaves.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then so we get Crystal 3.0, but they didn't want to change it. So they just carry on as if that's just normal Crystal 2.0.
Right, okay.
So there's been 3 versions, 2 in canon, and one just
like
a recast.
recasting.
Yeah, just appears. Brilliant. And then also, her mother, not the new wife, the mother starts out to be somebody who was in Desperate Housewives, who you won't know, then changes to the mother from Parent Trap.
Mm.
She comes in, and how they do that is she gets pushed into the fire, and so her face burns off. She's in bandages for a couple of episodes.
A bit like when they killed off Joey Tribbiani in Friends.
Yeah. And then
It's just like, oh, he's in a coma.
yeah, and then she comes back and has plastic surgery, and then it's just this new woman. But I think
Oh
you
my
have to
God.
watch it because it's
There's such dumb ways to recast
It's
someone,
brilliant.
isn't there?
so that's that was
The one
my
that
favourite
the one
recast.
recent one that I can think of is in Good Omens, because they changed Beelzebub from the mum from I want to say the woman from Motherland, and other shows that you've seen on the BBC. Obviously, I can't remember her name. They've recast her as someone else, and the way they do it is like it's never explained at all until she meets David Tennant for the first time in this season. Goes, had a face change.
Yeah.
Oh, it suits you. That's it.
Right. Okay.
And they
As
just
if it's
carry
just a
on.
normal
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
they just carry on because it's like, oh, it's a demon. They can just change their face.
Yeah.
That's the most recent recast that I can think of. Obviously, you got stuff like they instead of like when they did they killed off Apu, didn't they? He just vanished.
He just vanished, and so I imagine did all the family and Mandula, and I've not got to that part yet.
Oh, you still like?
I'm still
I've not
gone
seen
back
any
to the start.
Yeah, I don't watch it anymore.
Beelzebub, as the devil put aside for me. Shelley Conn is the new one.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't think of anything.
And the old one is Anna Maxwell Martin. Yeah.
Yeah. What's she in?
Ooh, all sorts. What's she most? Let's see what's she most known for. Becoming Jane, Philomena.
Becoming Jane. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, right.
And
The Night Watch,
Philomena. She was going to Philomena.
Bletchley Circle. Yeah, Motherland.
Yeah, I am right. Woo.
Line of Duty. She was in. She was a bit shit in that actually.
I didn't
Towards
watch.
the end.
I didn't really watch Line of Duty.
I'm afraid that trumps everything else we've ever spoken about. You need to watch that. Is
So I need to watch What's your watch list for me? And
Oh, you need to watch that because that is incredible television.
You know what we're gonna do? We'll start a document that we both can see and see. We have to watch these at the same time, so we can then talk about it.
Okay. Yeah. So Line of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to watch that.
That sex one, AIDS on, the one that Elton John endorsed or whatever.
Yes. It's a Sin.
It's a Sin. That was the other one. It's on Disney.
I'll leave you those two.
For now.
No, It's a Sin's on Channel 4, and Line of Duty's on iPlayer.
No, It's a Sin's on Disney.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
They're probably borrowing it for a bit. I don't know. Elton John celebration. He was in the news the other day.
Why?
I don't know. Being Elton John, really. Did I ever tell you about the IKEA show that never actually happened, but it did happen?
No.
I think I might.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again. No, with no ads. Way.
The man who is like, you got to pay for your ads. You got to watch your ads because they support everything.
When the hell have I ever said that?
Because you're on about we were on about
No.
the BBC, and you're like, yeah, you've got to pay for it.
There is no ads on the BBC.
We were on about something not too long ago, and we were wrong with it. But anyway, I'll tell you the IKEA story another day because it's a great one, and I really want to watch it and like go through it.
Okay.
And proper like basic premises. Think of IKEA.
Yes.
And IKEA never knowing that this TV show was made in IKEA.
Oh.
They made an entire sitcom within an IKEA.
The same IKEA?
Just an IKEA.
Yeah.
And that's why I need to go into it, look into it. They made a show in IKEA without IKEA knowing, and the world, and then the way that they did it was, it's just a show. So like they hide the tags.
I was gonna say there's fucking.
It's a general sitcom, but they filmed it in an IKEA to save on money.
Yeah.
And IKEA.
So it's not about IKEA.
No, and IKEA never knew.
I love that.
And I think I might make a documentary on this show.
Okay.
Because I'm so determined to try and find it and watch it.
Yeah.
And then like.
I'll do your voiceover. Great.
Yeah. But
There we
anyway.
are. See? Negotiations.
And that's it.
And on that note.
Thank you ever so much for listening. Please remember to.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shizzle.
On the YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
Every
and
Friday.
on your favourite poddy place.
Favourite poddy place. Make sure you download and recommend to your friends. Share it.
Rate.
Rate.
As in, rate it, not just the awful word rate.
Pussy.
Just cut there. Oh my god.
Oh, what was the one that you said?
I can't remember.
Oh, fuck.